So basically, I got bored of Fortnite with all its 8-year-old sweats and whatnot. So I decided to save up some money and finally buy a Nintendo Switch Online so I could play the one game I'm actually good at, Splatoon. But eventually I got bored of that and decided to revisit one of my favorite games, Splatoon the original, no, Minecraft. Which, by the way, is way better than Fortnite in my opinion. Fortnite's got default dancing, Minecraft's got creepers prancing. Fortnite got guns, Minecraft got buns. Fortnite has scars, well Minecraft has gravel. Until they ruined it. Hashtag bring back OG gravel. So yeah, I made myself a survival world and did all the normal survival stuff. Built a house, built a tower, built a wall so the skeletons couldn't come here illegally. But then I made a realization. I was lonely. So instead of going outside to conversate with some new friends like some sort of nerd, I loaded up a Minecraft server for the socially awkward, Lifeboat. So I hopped in the Lifeboat's multiplayer survival mode and ended up in a world with a total of probably around 20 people. The server hadn't been reset in a few days, so the entirety of the about 700 by 700 block world was scattered with abandoned buildings and towns. For a while I just went around looting starting chests, and then eventually I stumbled upon a small group of Minecraftians traveling around. We'll call them Asina and Edmund. Oh. I feel like adding an O to the end of a word instantly makes it Spanish. Yeah, Edmund spoke Spanish. I think Asina and Edmund traveled around killing people for loot. They had mercy on me probably because I had seen Asina early in the game before she had armor and had given her some food. Also because, like, what did they have to loot? My 3 pork chops? Ed had full iron armor, making him the more powerful of the two. Asina had a mix of iron and gold armor, but had a better sword than Edmund, and I was always afraid she was going to kill me. Earlier in the game, she came up to me while holding her sword, not even trying to hide it. And like normally, you hide it, you walk up, and then you stab the person. It's like stabbing on the streets 101. They continued to travel around the world, and I decided to tag along with them, third wheel style. Eventually, Steve came up to us, and he seemed pretty friendly. We'll call him, Big Meanie Head. Just off the top of my head. We were traveling around with him, and as soon as we turned our back, he took out his sword and ended Asina with a mighty blow from his great stone sword. He took our loot and ran across the river back to his house. Me and Ed hunted him down and killed him back. Ed gave me Asina's armor and a stone sword, while he took Asina's sword. We were pretty sad as we crossed the river back to the wreckage of the old towns, and that's where we met a new guy. We'll call him Dictatore. And this is where our Minecraft Mafia tale shall begin. Dictatore had his own house on a small peninsula that jutted into the river. We hanged out around his house for a while, and pretty soon more people started to accumulate. The only problem was that any time anyone other than Ed went into the house, they would either be attacked or killed by Dictatore. Even if you were close enough to his house, you would get jumped. Although Ed was the strongest on our small tribe, Dictatore had all the materials and apples, and he wasn't willing to share. When night came, we all had to fight zombies and skeletons while Dictatore sat peacefully in his house. After some time, we began to build ourselves houses and became less reliant on Dictatore and his house. But he just kept going. He wouldn't stop going around and bullying everyone. Something had to be done. Now, I actually had nothing to do with this gruesome murder. I know, it sounds totally out of place. I'm normally the one that's doing that kind of thing. But I was simply walking down the street of our little town when I turned around to admire Ed's new treehouse, which was just outside of Dictatore's house. The next thing I saw was Dictatore launching off the treehouse deck. Someone had pushed him off, and there were only 2 people in the treehouse, a guy named Pete and Ed. Oh, wowzers, what a surprise. I didn't see that coming. Oh, what a twist. The end of Dictatoria would mark the beginning of the Minecraft Mafia. Speaking of which, how does this story relate to the Mafia, like, at all? Well, let's look at the OG Mafia itself. Sicily, Italy's own Cosa Nostra. Cosa Nostra started back in the 1860s out of a pretty hectic environment. So some historical context. In 1861, the island of Sicily joined the brand new, ultra-awesome country of unified Italy. Heck yeah. Little did Sicily know, clickbait sucks, because Italy wasn't that awesome. Italy was still a new country, and not that good at governing Sicily. It wasn't before long that criminals were all going around stealing and killing stuffs. Out of this spawned the Mafia. Both Cosa Nostra and our Minecraft Mafia were simply results of bad leadership. In Cosa Nostra's case, it was the Italian government. In ours, it was Dictatori, who was basically the government of our town. After his death, his house was quickly looted, and without Dictatori and his dumb government, it seemed like more people were attacked in Rome. See any resemblance? I myself was almost slaughtered when I was building myself a house. Luckily Ed was near and able to save me. I soon befriended Pete, one of the accomplices in the Dictatori murder. And also, with my pre-existing friendship with Ed, I unofficially joined their little crime organization. It was actually set up somewhat similar to the actual Mafia, with a few changes here and there. Cosa Nostra is set up sort of like a pyramid, but don't worry, it's not a scheme. Just an organization of highly dangerous Italians with guns and cool hats. So let's start with the base. Got myself a little paper here, because I was too lazy to write the rest of the script. So let's see. At the base, we have the soldier boys. So the soldier boys, they go around, they kill all the stuff, they enforce the soldiery boy laws, you know. And then above them, we got their bosses, you know, their managers. And then above those managers, we got another boss. Yeah, but this boss isn't the boss boss. The boss is the boss of that boss. He's the big boy boss. He's the big bad boy boss. You see, there's probably actual names for these guys, like Mafia Head or something, but I don't have them written. I only have Consigliere down, which is the next one. This isn't the one on top. The boss's boss is on top. The Consigliere just is a consultant, you know. It's like he helps him out, you know. Like the boss is doing his math homework. He doesn't know. He doesn't know 2 plus 2. You know, Consigliere tells him it's 5. Yeah, and then that's how it done. And so you can tell I ran out of script here. As for the Minecraft Mafia, at the start, at the tippy top, we have Ed. Ed's the big boss, you know, he's the strongest and the most powerful. Under him, we have me, Mr. Something Hecking Stupid himself. And then under me, we would have Pete. Pete would be one of the soldiery boys, and I'm sure if we had more people in the Mafia, it would look more something like this, instead of just a straight line with names. But yeah, now in the normal Mafia, Mafia is actually pretty democratic. They got a boss, and the boss is more like a president than a boss, a murderous president. So basically, I don't know how often, that probably depends on which Mafia you're talking about, or which crime organization, but they elect a guy, he runs for president, and then he gets elected Mafia leader. Now, it was a little different. This is where the charts separate, where they differ. In our Mafia, it was just more dictatorship, and if you had the stuff, you're gonna be in top. We weren't really set up that good. But other than that, as you can see, the main branches and stuff, other than the Consigliere, were pretty similar. And then there's one more that are on both of these charts. One more branch, you know, an extra one for the price of 0. There's associates. Now, what are associates? When the Mafia did a crime or whatever, they would get hunted by the police. That's kind of obvious. But you see, the associates were people like politicians, police chiefmen, basically people in other forms of power. They weren't part of the Mafia. They weren't part of the Mafia family. They weren't even part of the distant Mafia cousins. Yeah, they didn't have to be Italian like the American Mafia or whatever. But basically what they would do is they would look the other way while the Mafia did their stuff. And they might get a bit of money from the Mafia for doing this. You never know. They might be blackmailed, whatever. So basically, that happened in both of ours. Now, in our little Minecraft Mafia, other than our little town, which we'll call Minecraft Town, cause I can't think of any original names. Um, we had a little neighboring town. We'll call it Dumb Stupid. This town is worse than Minecraft Mafia Landville. And basically, this town, it was pretty nice. It was pretty similar. That you have those people just making their houses, doing their living, fighting the creepers, baking the bacon, making the bacon, baking the bacon, and just stuff like that. But they had their own little leader, their own little politician boy, and we'll call him Ender, because he had an Enderman skin. And so basically, he had diamond armor, he had diamond sword. The guy was freaking buff. He could go and he could literally kill everyone in the town. If they all teamed up against him, he'd probably win with still half his health. And But, he was a pretty nice guy, and we kind of bribed him to look the other way. Because, there's people dying left, right, and center in the town next to him, because we're doing all our crime, going around robbing, and he's like, this is pretty messed up. So he comes over, he checks it out, and we meet him. And then he gets out his sword, but instead of stabbing us, we give him some pork chops. Now, he's not part of the Mafia. He's not committing any crimes. He's not attacking anybody. He's just another guy. He's looking the other way because he doesn't want to get involved, or he's getting bribed with the steak. That's what it is. He just wants the steak. So basically, yeah, he would look the other way. He was like the police in our little scenario. If Ed was the Mafia boss, I was a smaller boss, and then Pete and his friends were all the troopers, the Mafia soldiers. Then Enderman guy, he would be an associate. He would be a politician, a guy who could easily wipe us off the map of Minecraft. But you see, by doing that, he's getting free steak. We're bribing him with food, which is basically the Minecraft equivalent of money. So we were bribing him, and he did that. And the Mafia had people like that too. In their early days, they bribed the police and politicians in Sicily to look the other way while they went and they committed their crimes and done their things. Speaking of which, what were the Mafia's crimes? So basically, what the Mafia would do is, during Sicily, you got to remember back to their start, when everything was hectic, everyone was robbing and looting each other. What the Mafia would do is they would just go out there and they'd be like, we're gonna protect someone. I guess you could sort of say they're like samurai, but more thinking of themselves than the people they're actually protecting. So basically, what they would do is they would go out and they'd protect it. They wouldn't actually have to be in an area to protect it, because the people would know that this is Mafia protected land. It's Mafia territory. And if you go there, you can rob and steal and whatever, and you're gonna get away with a bunch of diamonds and loot and whatever, and you're gonna be rich. But then the Mafia is gonna track you down. You see, I watched this one video, and the guy mentioned they had a monopoly on fear. That was their way of doing things. What they would do is they would just be like, "Hey, amigo." Why am I saying amigo? I speak Italiano. Um, she'd be like, "Amigo, I'm going to protect this area by telling everybody not to touch it, and in return, you give me some money." So basically, the Mafia would protect areas for people, and those people would have to pay the Mafia money. And if they didn't pay the money, then they would get attacked by the Mafia, and that would be not good, because that's just double bad. So think about it like a street. So there's 5 shops. There's 5 of them. The 3 on the left, they're protected by Mafia. The Mafia is protecting that area because the shop owners are are paying the Mafia. So the Mafia is like, all right, we're gonna protect this area, and the Mafia goes away. Now eventually a robber comes, and the robber robs one of the shops. Now the Mafia, what they're gonna do is they're gonna track that robber down, and they're gonna kill him, and they're gonna give the guy who got robbed his loot back. And that guy's gonna continue to pay them, or maybe you'll have to pay them a little bit more, because they just caught the guy who robbed their shop. But basically those people are gonna be protected because of the Mafia. And since other robbers, they're gonna hear this guy, he went and he got beat up because because the mafia was protecting that area. They're not going to want to attack that shop anymore, because, you know, that's dangerous. You're going to get raped, man. And, so instead they attack the two shops on the right. All the criminals go there. And they're going to get robbed, and those businesses, they're going to be having a hard time. They're going to be to the mafia. They're going to say, hey, my shop needs protection. Can you please protect it? And then the mafia boss is going to be like, yeah, sure, you just give me so and so much money every month or so, and I'll protect it. So and then that would be another deal. And now that whole street is mafia territory, and no one there's getting robbed. Business is going on as usual, and the mafia, I mean the shop owners, they're paying the mafia this money, so the mafia, they're stinking rich, and they barely have to do anything except kill some peeps every once in a while, you know? It's pretty nice deal. I've been going off, you know, there was a part of this video, it was me talking, and you could tell that I had a script, and I was going in and out of the script from here and there, and it was going nice, you know? And then it just got messed up. The script ended, and I forgot to write half of it, and if I didn't record it now, then I'd have to record it in, like, I have no idea when, probably like 2 or 3 weeks from now. So yeah, that's why this video, half of it probably sucked. The other half was decently bad, but not as bad as you'd expect. And yeah, anyways, that's it. That's me describing my Minecraft Mafia, along with some normal Mafia on the side for all those fans of Mafia or whatever. If you yourself are in a Mafia, you probably shouldn't tell me because you'll probably get killed by your boss. But was I right? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not in a Mafia. Actually, well, yeah, I'm still not in a Minecraft Mafia, so I guess that counts. But there's like some there. I asked my mom. She's like, that my great is my great. No, it's like her uncle. So it's like, would that be a great uncle? Would that be a grunkle? Anyways, my mom's uncle. We like she thought he was in the mafia somehow, not like doing the crimes, not doing the times, but actually like just she thought that she had something to do with it, and he was like 100% Italian, so that could have happened. So yeah, that's basically the end of the video. There's other crime groups I only mentioned Cosa Nostra in this video. There's other crime groups in Italy. Nicondraga or something like that is one of them. There's a bunch of different kinds of mafias all over the world. There's the Mexican one. There's some Russian one. I know the Japanese one's pretty famous. There's the Americano Sabano one. Sabano, I don't know where that was from. It's the American one. But yeah, that's it. Uh, yeah. Adios, amigos. I don't know Italian. Bye.